Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley Lanice. I make videos on motivation, spirituality, blending the two together so that you can get the best benefit out of it. This week's video is on the importance of letting go. Why is it important to let go? And this is a concept that you will see in the spiritual community. People are always talking about letting go of things. And so I wanted to make this video as an introductory video on letting go, because I used to be the kind of person that hated hearing, just let it go. I literally had the worst relationship with letting go of things. So I feel that this video is a huge step forward for me. And for anyone else who has that same relationship, I feel that I will be able to deliver this to you appropriately. So by the end of this video, you will understand why letting go is important and how it's different from people just passively saying, oh, just let go of that. The way that I used to view it is I used to think when people were like, just let it go, I felt that they were dismissing me. And to some degree, there's truth to that. People will tell you to let go of things because they just don't want to hear what you have to say. But what I'm going to teach you in this video, and what took me a while to learn, is letting go is an internal thing that helps you rather than helps those other people. So try to separate the ideologies of when people tell you to let go of things versus when you just let go for your own benefit. Let's get started. Tip number 1, the reason why you should let go of things is because it helps you step into your true power. I made a meditational video on how to find that true power, but when you let go of things, you allow your power to fully blossom. There is a motivational speaker, his name is Eddie Pinero. I will link him in the description box below, but he says, to become who you are meant to be, you have to walk away from who you are now. Letting go, in a spiritual sense, is letting go of all these outdated, old versions of you that you may have needed in order to get yourself where you are now, but in order to transcend who you are meant to be, who you were born on this earth to be, you have to keep shedding those layers until you get there. So letting go is essential to your mission because it allows you to make room for your true self. That leads me to tip number 2, which is let go of things so that you can make space for new. So it's just like if you were decluttering your closet. There's only so much space in your closet to fit clothes. So you make room, you discard old habits so that you can put new habits in its place. Aaron Dottie, who I will also link below and I've mentioned because I absolutely love him, has a channel and he talks about letting go a lot. So if you want more on that, definitely check his channel out. But he says, let go so you can let in. It's just like the saying, as one door closes, another door opens. Because when you get rid of things, we have this urge to be like, oh no, like, you know, that's gone now. We get a little nostalgic, we get super attached. Even with personality traits or toxic habits that we shouldn't be continuing, we have nostalgia around those. It's hard for us to let go of those things. However, though, instead of thinking about, oh, you know, I'm gonna miss that, think of all the opportunity and all of the things that can come to you now that you have all of this space. That leads me to tip number 3, which is it is important to let things go because then you reevaluate everything. So back to cleaning your closet. When you clean your closet to make room for new stuff, you might be like, oh my goodness, I forgot about this shirt. I forgot about this. I forgot about that. I forgot about these shoes. So when you reevaluate everything, you realize, oh, these shoes are dirty. I don't need them in my closet anymore. But then you remember, oh, I really love these shoes. I haven't worn them in a while. So where I'm drawing this point from is from a book called The 4 Agreements, which I will link down below. But they say in that book to question everything. And then there's a motivational quote that goes along with this, which is stand guard at the door of your mind. And what that means is don't just let anything in, but then the things that are in, you have to go back to and you have to be like, wait a minute, where did I get this belief from? When did this belief come into my reality and into my brain structure? And you realize some of these beliefs that you're carrying around didn't even come from you. A lot of the times we don't like ourselves because we are holding old beliefs about ourselves that didn't even start from us. They started from some nagging, mean, pestering bully that we used to know in our lives that was just perpetuating their toxic traits onto us. I'm sure you've heard some sort of a saying along the lines of if someone says something negative about you, it's really just a reflection of them. It is so important to let go because when you do let go, you make all this room and then you see other thoughts and you start reevaluating and you're like, oh yeah, I love that I used to believe this about myself. All that other stuff was in the way. I couldn't see it until I started letting go of things. Or on the other side of that, when you let go, you realize, oh, I didn't need that belief at all. That belief was there hiding in the background and I couldn't see it because I also had all these other beliefs cluttered all around. That leads me to tip number 4, which is it is important to let go of things because then you can replace them with a new thought. Literally, let go of a belief like I'm not good enough and instead replace it with the belief I am good enough. Erase the not, erase the limitation, and start rewiring every time you think I'm not good enough. You say, no, I am good enough. You take this belief and you put it onto the old belief until that becomes your new habit. You unshackle yourself from these negative thoughts that have been holding you back for so long. And first, a pro tip is to start with things that are easier because letting go is definitely a skill. For instance, I know people who sadly in my own life call themselves stupid all of the time, but that is not where this person should start. They should first start with smaller things because if you've been telling yourself you're stupid for so long and then you want to try letting go, that one might be harder for you to let go of. So instead, you should probably let go of thinking, oh, I made a mistake. I always make mistakes. I'm clumsy. I always mess up. Things that might be smaller. So scale the things you want to let go of and start with the easier things. And then the other things, they can be long-term. Things that you're trying to let go of maybe for 2 years. So you can kind of scale how long it might take you to let go of something depending on how ingrained into your brain that is. This is a spoiler for the 4 agreements. So skip this part if you don't want to be spoiled. I will put in the description box below the time frame. But there is a story in the 4 agreements about an elephant who, when it is a baby elephant, it is shackled to a post that it can't pull itself out of. That elephant then when it grows up still feels like it can't get out of that shackle. And I feel like a lot of limiting beliefs that we need to let go of are that way. When we were children, we thought, oh, I'm this way, but then you grew out of that. But you never unshackled yourself. The elephant stops trying to pull itself off of the stick. So I challenge you to look at your beliefs, think about where they came from, and separate yourself from those beliefs. That leads me to tip number 5, which is the reason why it's important to let go is because then you let yourself heal. We hold on to things like we're picking at wounds, picking at scabs, pulling them open, and we don't allow them to heal. So what I want to tell you is letting go is a process. Letting go is not like you're holding a glass vase and then you're like, because then the vase will just break and shatter. And that was my problem with letting go. It felt like people were just like, okay, drop the vase. No, letting go is a process. It's like taking the glass vase and nicely setting it down on a table where it's meant to be. That's letting go. It's taking the steps you need to take to walk over to that table, placing it down, instead of just completely dropping it. Letting go is definitely processing through things. Like allow yourself to feel. Face the things that you need to let go of, look them plain in the face without judgment, and then once you've done that, you can fully process through letting go of that. Analyze the beliefs that it has influenced over time. Letting go is a step-by-step thing. It's a moment-to-moment thing. So flow through the moments as you learn how to let go of things and learn to love it, because you really will. Once you realize letting go is not just dropping the glass vase, it really opens up this new door for you to be able to free yourself. Tip number 6, the reason why letting go is important is because it allows you to be grateful. Because when you make all this room, you kind of see what you have. Back to that closet analogy, you're like, wow, I do have all these great things. There's only a few minor things I need to chuck out, get rid of, do some spring cleaning in order to allow myself to step into my full power. Once you lift those weights off your shoulders, you're able to breathe. You're able to actually appreciate life and the things that you have because you went through this detox, through that process of elimination. You become more thankful in the end when you go through the processes of letting go, because you really go back to the root of who you are and you discard the things that other people have made you believe that you are, that you don't need in your life. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. You're a rock star for staying till the end. Next week's video is actually going to be very exciting because, as most of you know, I'm writing a series about mermaids, and a lot of you have asked me, how do you get started on writing a book? So my next week's video is going to be a video on how to start writing a book. And I was reluctant to want to post something like that because most of my stuff's about motivation and spirituality, but you guys have spoken. I've listened to your comments down here on Instagram, on TikTok, and I'm really excited to provide that for you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.